Today we're going to demonstrate how to install your beautiful new Luxcraft herringbone planks. For complete details, consult the instructions that came with your flooring. For this installation, you will need the following tools, which can easily be purchased from a local flooring supply store: flush cut saw, utility knife, level, moisture meter, finish nailer, install kit that includes hammer, spacers, pull bar, and tapping block, floor putty and putty knife, chalk line, vacuum, rubber mallet, tape measure, pencil, and straight edge. Begin by acclimating the planks, placing them in the room for 48 hours prior to installation. Optimal temperatures to acclimate, install, and maintain your flooring range from 55 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. First, remove any existing flooring and underlayment. Then use a level to check for depressions and fill with floor leveling compound to create a smooth subfloor. Level to within 3/16 of an inch over a 10-foot span and 1/32 of an inch over a 12-inch span. Next, using a handsaw or a flush cut saw, undercut any door casings as needed. Flooring should slide easily under each casing. Prop the flush cut saw on top of a scrap piece of the new flooring to ensure the correct height. Finally, vacuum the subfloor thoroughly to remove any debris. Your subfloor should now be flat, smooth, clean, and dry, ready for installation. Note that a 6mm polyethylene vapor barrier is required over concrete and recommended for floating floors. Measure to find the middle of the width of the room and mark with a chalk line. Check to be sure you have an equal amount of A planks with a groove on the right end and B planks with a groove on the left end. Install flooring using planks from several cartons to ensure a more natural blend of colors throughout the floor. And be sure to inspect each plank closely before laying it. Position the planks in the correct orientation before you install them. Planks A and B should be positioned with the long tongues facing the starter wall and the long grooves of both planks facing toward you. To ensure correct alignment, use an alignment plank, B0. It will be removed later. Position the B1 plank as it will be connected to the long side of the A1 plank. Connect the short side A1 plank to the B0 long side. Use the soft face hammer to fully connect the joint. At a slight angle, insert B1 plank into the long side of B0 plank. Slide plank B1 until the tongue on the short side is positioned just above the groove of plank A1. Finally, connect the tongue on the short side of panel B1 plank to the long side of A1 plank using the soft-faced hammer. Repeat the process with A2 plank and B2 plank. Ensure that the joints are completely engaged over the whole length of the plank. If the angled movement doesn't go easily, it means that the planks aren't correctly engaged with each other. Continue building on the main V row using this method for 4 to 5 rows. It is advisable to kneel or stand on the already installed panels to ensure they don't shift during further installation. Find and mark the center point of your built-out V row. Begin by marking an A point and B point of your V row using a plank or straight edge. Mark a guideline between those 2 points. Next, measure half the distance from the guideline to the far corners of your A plank where they meet the B planks. Draw the center line of your V row. You have correctly found the center point of your V row build-out. You can now remove plank B0 and slide the V row up to the starter wall. Make sure to line up the center line of the V row with the center line of the room. Don't forget to leave an expansion gap between the wall and the panels. Lay some full boxes on the V row to keep it in place. Next, continue building out the V row until you reach the opposite wall. During the installation, keep the V row center line aligned with your center room chalk line. Continue building out from the center V row, alternating between rows of A and B until you've filled out the majority of the room. Now it's time to fill the open triangles between the starter wall and the installed planks. To cut out the triangles, build out a new V row consisting of about 4 rows of planks. Measure the distance from point A, tip of the triangle, to B, corner by the wall, and then from A to C, other corner by the wall. Make sure to add in room for an expansion gap. Then transfer these dimensions to the new V row that you built and mark a line connecting the 2 points. This is where you'll make your cuts using your preferred cutting method. You can use a guillotine cutter, score and snap method, or most types of saw. Once you have all the triangles filled in on the starter wall, you can move to the sidewalls. The last step is the installation of the cut planks along the sidewalls of the room. To draw the cut line, rotate the plank by 180 degrees and place it on the floor in its intended position. The corner must be in line with the expansion gap. Draw the cut line parallel with the wall at the point where the rotated panel intersects the already installed plank. Mark the plank to length. Be sure to match the angle for the wall and leave an expansion gap and install the plank. Repeat this process until all rows are complete. Replace or install the baseboard and quarter round and your beautiful new herringbone floor is ready to enjoy.